aspirants, welcome to Daily Chronicles by Abhirama IES Academy. In Daily Chronicles lo the most important news articles from various news sources pick up cheskoni UPSC ki, APPSC ki, TGPSC ki help ayyelaga preliminary point of view lo and alage mains perspective lo cheppadam jarugutundi. As part of that, today's topics are: first, let's discuss about sessions of parliament, as recently the monsoon sessions have been started. వర్షాకాలపు సమావేశాలు స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయి కాబట్టి లెట్స్ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ సెషన్స్ ఆఫ్ పార్లమెంట్. అండ్ అలాగే ఢిల్లీలో చాలా ప్రొటెస్ట్ జరుగుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి లెట్స్ ఆల్సో డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ రైట్ టు ప్రొటెస్ట్, వైట్ గోల్డ్, దట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ కాటన్. అండ్ అలాగే నిన్న CDSO has been approved, India's first dengue vaccine. Let's discuss about that. And finally, let's talk about the defections. సో ఇవన్నీ ఈరోజు న్యూస్ పేపర్లో రావడం జరిగింది. Let's discuss in detail. First, monsoon sessions of the parliament. వర్షాకాలపు సమావేశాలు నిన్నటితో మొదలయ్యాయి. సో అసలు పార్లమెంట్ లో ఎన్ని టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ సెషన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఈ సెషన్ స్టార్ట్ అంటే ప్రొసీజర్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ యువర్ ప్రిలిమినరీ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ. Whether it may be UPSC, TGPSC or APPSC, sessions of parliament gurinchi అడగడం జరుగుతుంది. Okay, as part of that, let's see first, చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ బిల్స్ ని ప్రవేశపెట్టడానికి గవర్నమెంట్ నిర్ణయం తీసుకుంటుంది. అవే బిల్స్ వచ్చి చూద్దాం. అండ్ దీస్ బిల్స్ ఒకవేళ if it is approved in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and then if the president gives the assent, then they become the act. అయితే ఎలాంటి బిల్స్ ప్రవేశపెట్టబోతున్నారు? MSME బిల్, అండ్ ఆల్సో ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ బిల్, ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ అమెండ్మెంట్ బిల్ 2026, అండ్ ఆల్సో రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్స్ అండ్ డెత్స్ అమెండ్మెంట్ బిల్ 2026, అండ్ సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ జడ్జెస్ ని పెంచడానికి తీసుకున్న బిల్, సుప్రీం కోర్ట్స్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ జడ్జెస్ అమెండ్మెంట్ బిల్ 2026, అండ్ అలాగే ప్రివెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్సల్ట్స్ టు నేషనల్ హానర్ అమెండ్మెంట్ బిల్ 2026. వందే మాతరం గురించి దిస్ ఇస్ ద థింగ్. క్లియర్? ఇలాంటి బిల్స్ ప్రవేశపెట్టడం జరగబోతుంది. సో లెట్స్ టాక్ ఇన్ బ్రీఫ్ అబౌట్ ది సెషన్స్ ఆఫ్ పార్లమెంట్. బేసిక్ గా 3 సెషన్స్ ఉంటుంది. దీస్ సెషన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ మెన్షన్డ్ ఇన్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్, బట్ ఇన్ జనరల్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఏం చెప్తుందో కూడా తెలుసుకుందాము. ఆర్టికల్ 85 ప్రకారం వాట్ ఈస్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ టెల్లింగ్, లెట్స్ లెర్న్. కానీ ఇన్ జనరల్ గా 3 types of sessions ఉంటాయి. వన్ ఇస్ బడ్జెట్ సెషన్, యూజువల్ గా ఫిబ్రవరి టు మేలో ఉంటుంది. బడ్జెట్ ప్రవేశపెట్టడానికి, బడ్జెట్ గురించి డిస్కస్ చేయడానికి, బడ్జెట్ లో ప్రవేశపెట్టిన కొత్త యాక్ట్స్ ఏంటి, బిల్స్ ఏంటి, స్కీమ్స్ ఏంటి, వీటన్నిటి మీద చర్చలు జరిగేది బడ్జెట్ సెషన్ లో. తర్వాత మాన్సూన్ సెషన్ ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ నౌ, జూలై టు ఆగస్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత ఏంటి, వింటర్ సెషన్ ఉంటుంది, నవంబర్ టు డిసెంబర్ లో. ఓకే, అలానే ఇవి కాకుండా కొన్ని స్పెషల్ సెషన్స్ కూడా కండక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇఫ్ వెన్ సెక్యూరిటీ కానీ, సావర్నిటీ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా కానీ ఏదైనా డ్యామేజ్ ఉంది, ఏదైనా హాని ఉంది అని అనుకుంటే దెన్ స్పెషల్ సెషన్స్ కెన్ బి కండక్టెడ్. క్లియర్? సో 3 types most. One is your budget session, next is your monsoon session, winter session, and also అలానే స్పెషల్ సెషన్ కూడా కండక్ట్ చేయడానికి జరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. అయితే మరి ఈ సెషన్ ఎలా స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు మేడం అంటే, సెషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్లమెంట్ ఆర్టికల్ 85 ఏం చెప్తుంది? ఆర్టికల్ 85 ఎంపవర్స్ ది ప్రెసిడెంట్. ఎవరికి? ప్రెసిడెంట్ కి. ఏం పవర్ ఇస్తుంది? ఇట్ ఈస్ గివింగ్ యూ ద పవర్ టు సమ్మన్, prorogue and also dissolve. Prorogue, alane, it is also giving you summon and also dissolve. ఈ summon, prorogue, dissolve అంటే ఏంటి మేడం? Let's learn. కానీ here the most important thing, what is the constitution telling is that the gap between 2 sessions cannot exceed 6 months. అంటే yearly, if you take in an year, constitution is telling that at least parliament must meet twice. Parliament must meet at least twice a year. Okay, and our sessions yokka gap, it should not be It should not exceed greater than 6 months. Clear? ఇయర్లీ ఖచ్చితంగా ఎన్నిసార్లు జరగాలండి? ట్వైస్ జరగాలి. అంటే 2 సార్లు అట్లీస్ట్. పార్లమెంట్ మస్ట్ మీట్ అట్లీస్ట్ ట్వైస్ ఏ ఇయర్. దిస్ ఇస్ మినిమం. మరి ఈ ట్వైస్ అన్నాం కదా, 2 సార్లు అన్నాం కదా, ఆ 2 సెషన్స్ మధ్య గ్యాప్ 6 months కన్నా ఎక్కువ ఉండకూడదు. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ టెలింగ్. సో ఆర్టికల్ 85 ప్రెసిడెంట్ కి పవర్ ఇస్తుంది. ఏం పవర్? టు సమ్మన్, prorogue and also to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Clear? Next, stages and parliamentary sessions. ఎన్ని స్టేజెస్ ఉన్నాయో నేర్చుకుందాం. ఓకే, గుర్తుంచుకోండి, ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్రిలిమినరీకి స్టేజెస్ గురించి క్వశ్చన్ అడిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ ఈజ్ హియర్ సమ్మనింగ్. సమ్మన్ అంటే ఏంటి? Summon is nothing but it is a like invitation to come to the parliament. Who is giving this? President of India is giving this. President of India is giving invitation to whom? To all the members? No, to members of the parliament. MPs ki oka formal invitation laga president is calling you to come and sit in Lok Sabha. Clear? That is called summoning. Formal calling of parliament to meet. Now, who is having this authority? This authority is held by President of India. Is Constitution giving? Yes, under Article 85. Now, can President lonely take this addition? No, this decision has to be taken by on the advice of Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs. So who is having this authority? President alone? Yes. Kani, is president only having ante alone ga decision తీసుకుంటారా? No. On the advice of your Cabinet Committee of Parliamentary Affairs. Clear? And this is the beginning of the parliamentary session. Summoning is the beginning, first stage of the parliamentary session. It is applying to both Lok Sabha and also Rajya Sabha. It is applying both to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Next stage ఏంటి? సమ్మన్ అయిపోయింది కదా అంటే స్టార్ట్ అయిపోయింది. నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయొచ్చు? సో this has been started. The session has been started. Yes, President have given the summons and the session have been started. If you see in the news, actually, let me show this word. That is why I'm telling these things. Let me show you in the news article. So chala actually monsoon sessions gurinchi chala news articles cover chesaru. But what I want to show you is the word. ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నాను అంటే just show you. Paper is loading. Just give me a minute. So paper lo chala ante 6 times the parliament has been adjourned అని ఇచ్చారు అన్నట్టు. I want you to show that word. That is why I'm searching for that. Text and context lo why inflation is increasing అని ఇచ్చారు. Actually, ఈ మధ్య ఆర్టికల్స్ అనేవి చాలా రిపీట్ అవుతున్నాయి. Yeah, this is the thing. Monsoon session of twist stormy started amid opposition protest. Clear? This is the thing. Now, can you see here? The house was adjourned 6 times since it met in the morning. So they have given about the adjourn. Ikkada adjourn అని ఇచ్చారు. Can you see? Adjourn 6 times. మరి adjourn అంటే ఏంటి మేడం? First summon. Who has that authority? President of India is having that authority. Now, what is this adjourn madam? Can you see this? Adjourned ante temporary suspension. Lok Sabha lo, that is Parliament lo, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, whatever, if the meeting is not occurring properly. Okay, if the meeting is not occurring properly, if the people are not listening, then who is having the authority to adjourn? Your speaker is having. Speaker of Lok Sabha and also chairman of Rajya Sabha. Chairman of Rajya Sabha is having what? He is having the adjournment right. What is adjournment? Temporary suspension of that sitting of the house. It can be for few hours, few days, and also few weeks kuda. Clear? That is your adjournment. Temporary suspension, that's it. Next. See, it's not complete termination. Ante session em end ayipodu. Session pause la untadi. Oka break type annattu. And that break can be hours, days, weeks also. Adjournment గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి. Next, adjournment signed అయ్యి అని వస్తుంది. Next is here, adjournment signed అయ్యి. ఈ adjournment signed అయ్యి అంటే ఏంటి మేడం? దానికి దీనికి డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఏంటి? అదేమో సస్పెన్షన్ ఫర్ టెంపరరీ. దిస్ ఇస్ సస్పెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ హౌస్ వితౌట్ ఫిక్సింగ్ ది నెక్స్ట్ డే ఆఫ్ మీటింగ్. స్పీకర్ అంటాడు, ఓకే లెట్స్ మీట్ అప్ ఇన్ అన్ అవర్, అది అడ్జర్న్మెంట్ లో. కానీ ఇక్కడ స్పీకర్ అసలు ఏం చెప్పరు అన్నట్టు. నెక్స్ట్ ఎప్పుడు కలుస్తాము, ఎప్పుడు మీట్ అవుతాము అని ఏం ఉండదు. దట్ ఈస్ వై సెషన్ ఆఫ్ ది హౌస్ వితౌట్ ఫిక్సింగ్ ది నెక్స్ట్ డే ఆఫ్ ది మీటింగ్. హూ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ అథారిటీ? అగైన్ ది స్పీకర్ అండ్ చైర్మన్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. This is ending the sitting indefinitely. Okay, there will be no further date announced. But adjournment lo enti? Proper date anedi announce chestaru. Proper hour anedi announce chesaru. Adjournment signed ayilo, it is indefinite. Clear? Done. Next. Prorogation. Prorogation ante enti madam? అడ్జర్న్మెంట్ సైన్ అయ్యి ఉంది కదా, అది ఇండెఫినెట్ వరకు. ఫార్మల్ గా ఎవరి దగ్గర నుంచి అప్రూవల్ రావాలి? ఫ్రమ్ ది ప్రెసిడెంట్. సెషన్ టర్మినేట్ అవుతుంది అని ఫస్ట్ ఇన్విటేషన్ ఎవరు ఇచ్చారు? ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఇచ్చింది. మరి ఇప్పుడు అఫీషియల్ గా ఎవరు టర్మినేట్ చేయాలి సెషన్ ని? అగైన్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ది ఫార్మల్ టర్మినేషన్ ఆఫ్ సెషన్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్లమెంట్. Who is having authority? President of India itself is having the authority. See, listen, this prorogation is taking after the house has been adjourned sine die. Not after the adjournment. It is only after your adjournment sine die. Clear? First thing is summon. Who will summon? President will give you the formal invitation, formal call. Come to the parliament. There is a meeting. Next, adjournment. Who will give this? The leader of your Lok Sabha. Who is he? He is your speaker. Okay, or the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Who is he? He is your vice president. Okay, adjournment. Next, adjournment signed. ఈ adjournment లో సస్పెన్షన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. హౌస్ సస్పెన్షన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు. Till how much time? Few weeks, few hours, few days. Kani adjournment signed ayilo matram there will be no further period of time allocated. The next comes your prorogation. What is prorogation? A formal termination of session of the parliament is your prorogation. Is this clear? And this takes place after house has been adjourned signed. Right? That is, it is cancelling the entire session. Okay. If president is proroguing, okay, if president is proroguing the monsoon session, it is terminated. Clear? That is prorogation. And next, and the thing is recess. Ee recess ante enti? Recess anedi oka break laga annattu, oka vacation laga. Okay, that is the interval between prorogation. Your president is doing that, prorogation, and also summoning. Who is doing? Again, president is doing. Okay, president has been terminated the session. That is prorogation. Again, she is inviting. That is summoning. ఈ గ్యాప్ ఉంటుంది కదా, this gap is called your recess. The gap between prorogation and also summoning is called your recess. Features ఏంటి? Parliament is not in session. ఆ టైంలో పార్లమెంట్ సెషన్ లో ఉండదు కదా, దట్ ఈస్ your recess. In that break, Parliament will not be in your sessions. And maximum gap between two sessions cannot exceed how many months? 6 months. It should not exceed 6 months. Kani, provided that, okay, ఎన్నిసార్లు మీట్ అవ్వాలి? 2 times meet అవ్వాలి. Clear? Clear with prorogation, adjournment, adjournment signed by, summoning and recess. ఈ వర్డ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ లాస్ట్ ది డిసొల్యూషన్. డిసొల్యూషన్ ఏంటి మేడం? కెమిస్ట్రీ వర్డ్ లాగా ఉంది. ఓకే, కెమిస్ట్రీ వర్డ్ కాదు, డిసొల్యూషన్. దట్ ఈస్ ఇంతకు ముందు ఏంటి? సెషన్స్ ని టర్మినేట్ చేసాం. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం? కంప్లీట్ టర్మినేషన్ ఆఫ్ లోక్సభ ఎప్పుడు చేస్తాము? లోక్సభ టర్మ్ ఎంత? లోక్సభ టర్మ్ ఈజ్ 5 years. So when we'll terminate, it occurs when expiry of the normal 5-year term. Earlier kuda jaragachu, dissolution by the president on the advice of Council of Ministers. When Council of Ministers tell to the president to dissolute, yes, Lok Sabha will be dissolved. Who is having this authority? President of India. Either term 5 years of term complete ayyakaina sare, leda if Council of Ministers are advising to the president to dissolve, yes, President of India is having that chance to terminate the entire Lok Sabha. Is that clear? Intak munduvi sessions ivi complete Lok Sabha. Remember, dissolution is associated to complete Lok Sabha. Adjournment, summoning, adjournment signed by, prorogation, recess is with respect to sessions. Clear? Now, let's see a question which has been asked in the year 2020. The question is, consider the following statements. The President of India can summon a session of Parliament at such place as he or she thinks fit. The President of India summon cheyocha of a session of the Parliament at such place as he or she thinks fit? Absolutely, that authority is having to the President. Yes. The Constitution of India provides 3 sessions of the Parliament. Constitution of India is providing 3 sessions. Absolutely wrong. No. There is no minimum number of days that Parliament is required to meet in a year. Yes. There is no minimum number of days given. What it is telling? It should not exceed 6 months. Okay. And in a year, it has to meet twice, 2 times. But this meeting should not exceed, the gap should not be greater than 6 months. So what is your answer? 2 is eliminated, 2 and 3 done. 3 is also correct. So your answer is 1 and 3 only. 2 is wrong. But this is not mandated to conduct all the 3 sessions. First, it didn't mention the 3 sessions itself. Clear? Now, let's go to the next article, that is right to protest in India. As you can see, many protests are happening. Where? In Delhi. One thing was done in Jantar Mantar, and after that, again in Delhi, the protest has been started. And yesterday, near to the Parliament also, there has been a protest done. The right to protest. Let's talk about this. Now you tell me, is this right to protest fundamental right? Right to protest anedi fundamental right ah? అవును మేడం, నేను ఎక్కడైనా కూర్చొని ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు కదా, ధర్నాలు చేయొచ్చు కదా కదా మరి వీటికి నేను ఎవరైనా పర్మిషన్ తీసుకోవాలా? అసలు కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ నాకు పవర్ ఇచ్చిందా? లెట్స్ డిస్కస్. సో ఈరోజు ఇండియన్ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ లో ఆర్టికల్ ఇచ్చారు. హి హస్ కవర్డ్ ఎంటైర్ అబౌట్ రైట్ టు ప్రొటెస్ట్. Is staging a protest legal in India? What rights restrictions the law gives? So basically what happened is that The Cockroach Janata Party announced a march to the parliament to press its demand. This has been this happened yesterday. Anticipating a large gathering, the police prevented the protest from reaching the parliament. Parliament daggara nenu protest cheyocha. Sare chesarani anukunnamu. At the same time, government has been called the representatives of CJP, that is Cockroach Janata Party, and also they are asked to submit a written memorandum. The incident raises important constitutional question, that is right to protest a fundamental right? If yes, obviously right to protest is a fundamental right. If yes, why can the government stop the protest? This is a fundamental right. That means it is not an absolute right. It is having certain restrictions. Constitution said you cannot do as you wish. There are some restrictions. So right to protest is a fundamental right. Yes, definitely accepted. But I am keeping you some restrictions, dear. Okay. What are the restrictions and where the constitution is supporting this? If you see your Article 19, okay, this right to protest is taken from Article 19. Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A is telling, as a citizen of India, you are having the right to freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of speech and expression. And Article 19, Clause 1, Clause B is telling, you have right to assemble peacefully and without arms. One thing is peacefully and the other thing is without arms. Yes, you can protest, you can assemble peacefully and also you can assemble without arms. But I am having some restrictions. That is mentioned in your Article 19, Clause 2 and Article 19, Clause 3. Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A is telling that you are having right to speech and expression. As that you can protest. Yes, okay. And also Article 19, Clause 1, Clause B is telling that you can assemble, but one is peacefully and one is without arms. So one is peacefully. What does peaceful means? You can criticize the government. Yes, it is allowed. Reasonable criticism. You can raise public issues. Okay, that is also a good thing. You can organize the campaigns. You can voice your dissent. But what are the restrictions? Let's see. Next. So peacefully, that means no violence, no destruction of property, no rioting, no attacks on police explosions again. Okay, nuvu peaceful ga enta varkaina kuchochu. That is Article 19, Clause 1, Clause B is telling you. Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A is telling that you are having freedom of speech and expression. One is peacefully. No every property ni damage cheyakunda, no em cheyakunda kuchochu. And also without arms, you should not have swords, guns, you should not have any type of harmful substances. Even knives also. Okay, sharp objects which are harming others, you should not hold that. But there comes Article 19, Clause 2 and 19, Clause 3. What it is saying? Citizen of India, you can protest, but there are certain restrictions given. What are they? If India's sovereignty, security is disturbing, you are not allowed to protest. If India's sovereignty, integrity, security, and also if the friendly relations with the foreign states are disturbing. Here foreign state means other countries. And public order is disturbing. No, you can't protest. And if decency or morality or contempt of court, defamation, or lastly, this is a thing, incitement to an offense. These are the reasonable restrictions. If India's sovereignty, integrity, security, and also if it is creating public order and if it is disturbing the public, for friendly relations with the foreign countries, then you are not allowed to protest citizen of India. Clear? And also, if you're defaming someone, you're not allowed to protest. If court said don't protest, you're not allowed contempt of court. And also decency and morality and incitement to an offense. These are the reasonable restrictions given under Article 19 Clause 2 and Article 19 Clause 3. Now, సరే మేడం అంత బాగానే ఉంది, నేను ఎవరైనా పర్మిషన్ తీసుకోవాలా ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేయాలి అంటే, ఎస్. హూస్ పర్మిషన్? Police permission. Why police? He's the one who maintains the law and order. Okay, law and order of a district, law and order of an area is maintained by the police. So you have to take the permission of the police. ఎందుకు తీసుకోవాలి మేడం? ఫస్ట్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ది లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్. మీరు అందరికీ ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు, పబ్లిక్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అవుతుంది, ట్రాఫిక్ అడ్జస్ట్ చేయాలి. దీస్ ఆల్ థింగ్స్ షుడ్ బి మెయింటైన్ కాబట్టి యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ ది పర్మిషన్ ఆఫ్ ది పోలీస్. అండ్ ఇంతకుముందు సెక్షన్ 144 ఉండేది. నౌ it has been become section 163 of Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, that is BNSS. What it is telling is that gumpalo undaguddu. When section 144 is there, you're not allowed to be in a group of people. Now this has been replaced with section 163 of Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita. Clear? This is the thing. So legal framework governing protest enti ante police permission should be taken, and there are certain protest sites kuda untai. For example, Jantar Mantar. Okay, you cannot go and do in front of my other houses. There are certain protest sites also. Clear? Which should not disturb the public order. Vere vallaki disturbance undakudadu. Clear? Now, that is about the right to protest. Yes, right to protest is a fundamental right given by your constitution, but there are some reasonable restrictions also. 19 Clause 1 Clause A is telling freedom of speech and expression. You can express yourself in the form of protest. And also Article 19 Clause 1 Clause B is telling that you can assemble peacefully and without holding the arms. Clear? You should not have any powerful weapons. You should not harm others. And Article 19 Clause 2 and Article 19 Clause 3 is telling there are some reasonable restrictions followed up. Clear? These are the things. Next, let's talk about white gold. Now, where is this article? This article is given in PIB. PIB లో రీసెంట్ గా PIB బ్యాక్గ్రౌండర్స్ అని ఇనిషియేట్ చేశారు, వేర్ హీస్ టేకింగ్ ఎ టాపిక్ అండ్ కంప్లీట్ ఆ టాపిక్ గురించి ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ గా ఇస్తున్నారు అన్నట్టు, విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ UPSC స్టూడెంట్స్. ప్లీజ్ డూ చెక్ దిస్ ఎవ్రీడే. ఎవ్రీడే PIB బ్యాక్గ్రౌండర్స్ అని ఇస్తున్నారు. ఈ PIB బ్యాక్గ్రౌండర్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. మీ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్ కి, మీ ప్రిలిమినరీకి దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. As part of that, yesterday they have been talking about the white gold. What is white gold? As you can see, cotton is white gold. అదేంటి మేడం, కాటన్ వెయిట్ ఎంత, గోల్డ్ వెయిట్ ఎంత, కాటన్ ని గోల్డ్ తో ఎందుకు కంపేర్ చేస్తున్నాము అని అడగొచ్చు. Let's see why we are comparing this. Can you see the statistics? By statistics you can understand. India is holding the first place in cotton cultivation. So obviously cultivation ekkundi ante we are importing to the other countries, and India is holding second in production of cotton, second in consumption also. And if you see global wide, approximately 19 to 23% of global fiber production is contributed by India. It is giving me money, sir. That is why I am treating cotton as white gold. See the thing? India is first in cotton cultivation, second in production, and also second in consumption. It is contributing approximately 19 to 23% of global fiber production. Ante kakunda, India is like cultivating all the 4 cotton species. 2 daisy cottons, one is American cotton, and the 4th one is your Egyptian cotton. All the 4 species of cottons are cultivated in India itself. Clear? Gossypium herbaceum, Gossypium arabium, Gossypium hystrium, and can you see this? Gossypium barbadensis. 2 daisy cottons, one is your American cotton, and the 4th one is Egyptian cotton. Nowhere in the world these 4 varieties of cottons are grown except in India. India is growing all the 4 cottons. Clear? అయితే preliminary point of view లో ఏది ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా అడుగుతారు అంటే దాని క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఫీచర్స్ అడగడం జరుగుతుంది. గ్రోయింగ్ కండిషన్స్ ఫర్ కాటన్. This is most important for your preliminary. As part of that, you all know cotton grows in black soil. Cotton grows in black soil. Cotton ki chala amount of rain kavala? No. Cotton needs 210 days of frost-free period. Okay. ఎక్కువగా rain ఉండకూడదు. 210 days of frost-free period. ఓకే, మరీ ఎక్కువ హాట్నెస్ ఉండకూడదు, మరీ ఎక్కువ కూల్నెస్ ఉండకూడదు, వర్షం అసలే ఉండకూడదు. అండ్ ఎస్, కాటన్ కెన్ నాట్ టాలరేట్ salinity and highly vulnerable to waterlogging. Clear? It grows in black soil. 210 days of frost-free period ఉండాలి. ఎక్కువ సన్నీనెస్ అంటే ఎక్కువ వేడిగా అంటే ఎక్కువగా టెంపరేచర్ ఉన్నా సరే కాటన్ కెన్ నాట్ సస్టైన్. అండ్ అలా అని వర్షం కూడా ఉండకూడదు. నార్మల్ టెంపరేచర్ షుడ్ బి దేర్. అండ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, కాటన్ ఇస్ ఏ ఖరీఫ్ క్రాప్. Cotton is a kharif crop. Generally in your summers. Generally we grow in the summer months. Okay, and it takes approximately 6 to 8 months to grow. The maturity phase vachesariki 6 to 8 months. From seed to cotton ball, it takes 6 months to grow. And remember, cotton is a kharif crop. Cotton is a kharif crop. And ఇది డైరెక్ట్ PAB లో ఇచ్చారు. Where is India exporting to? India is standing in second place. Now where it is exporting to? I mean, where it is importing to? It is importing to United States of America, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, United Kingdom, and United Arab Emirates. Clear? See, we ourselves are standing second place in consumption and production also. Clear? And we are importing to United States, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, United Kingdom, and also UAE. I think ఇండియాలో చూసుకున్నట్లయితే ఇండియాలో గుజరాత్ is standing first place in production. Gujarat is standing first place in production. Next, followed by Maharashtra. Next, followed by Telangana. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, ఇది కూడా. First place is Gujarat, second place is Maharashtra, third place is Telangana. Clear? Now, let's see a question. Question ఏంటి? ఇది నేను కావాలనే చెప్పలేదు, ఎందుకంటే క్వశ్చన్ రూపంలో చెప్దామని చెప్పేసి. దేర్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ కాటన్ కార్పొరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. దీని ప్రైమరీ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటి? CCI. వాట్ ఇట్ డస్? ఓకే, లెట్స్ సీ ద ఆప్షన్స్. The primary objective of CCI is to regulate the export and import of cotton in India, to procure cotton at the minimum support price whenever market prices fall below MSP, to fix the minimum support price for cotton every year. No, this is wrong. To regulate cotton futures trading in India. No, this is also wrong. ఈ రెండింటి మధ్యలో కన్ఫ్యూషన్. CCI export and imports ని చూసుకుంటుందా? No, this will be looked after by Ministry of Textiles. So CCI ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే కాటన్ కార్పొరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, వాట్ ఇస్ ఇట్ కార్పొరేటింగ్ ఫర్? ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రొక్యూరింగ్ కాటన్ at the MSP price, that is minimum support price, whenever market prices are below MSP. Clear? That is the main objective of CCI. Chalo, next article. This is again important. What is the article talking about? The article is about CDSO approves India's first dengue vaccine, that is Qdenga. That is Qdenga. Clear? This is clinical trial phases approach start ayyayi, but ninna we have got the acceptance. CDSO has been approved India's first dengue vaccine. So this is our vaccine. It is ready to go. Then characteristic features chudamu. So Central Drug Standard Control Organization, which is coming under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, has been approved marketing of Qdenga. Denikandi, this is for dengue. అసలు డెంగ్యూ అనేది దేని వల్ల వస్తుంది? వైరల్ డిసీజ్, బ్యాక్టీరియల్ డిసీజ్? డెంగ్యూ is your viral disease. Yeah, here. Mosquito-borne viral disease caused by, obviously, mosquitoes. Aedes mosquitoes. Okay. It is a viral disease. Good petkondi. Now, if we talk about the Qdenga vaccine, can you see here properly? It is live and attenuated. ఈ అటెన్యూయేటెడ్ అంటే ఏంటి మేడం? లైవ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఓకే, ఏదైతే ద వైరస్ కాసింగ్ ఉంటుందో ఆ వైరస్ ని వాట్ వి డూ ఇస్ వి హావ్ కిల్ ఇట్. ఓకే, మనం సగం చంపేస్తాం అన్నట్టు. ఇట్ విల్ బి హాఫ్ కిల్డ్, వేర్ వి మేక్ ఇట్ ఇస్ ఇన్యాక్టివ్ అండ్ ఆ వైరస్ ని వి ఇంజెక్ట్ ఇన్ టు ది బాడీస్ ఫస్ట్. ఓకే, దాని తర్వాత ఏమవుతుంది? యాంటీబాడీస్ విల్ డిటెక్ట్ దిస్ ఫారెన్ సబ్స్టెన్స్. దెన్ యువర్ యాంటీబాడీస్, టీ సెల్స్, బి సెల్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ అంటే దీని మీద ఫైట్ చేయడానికి ఉంటారు అన్నట్టు. నౌ వెన్ దిస్ మస్కిటో ఇస్ క్యారింగ్ దిస్ వైరస్ అగైన్ ఎట్ లేటర్ స్టేజెస్, ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్? అవర్ యాంటీబాడీస్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ డిటెక్టెడ్ దిస్ ఫారెన్ ఏజెంట్, this foreign particle. Next, when the true active virus is coming into our body, then chalo, all the antibodies will be alert and it will fight against your virus. Clear? That is live and unattenuated. Live ante enti? Inactive stage lo untundi, complete active stage lo undadu. Attenuated ante enti? Killing, complete ga kill cheyam, we are making it inactive. Clear? That is live and attenuated. So this is the first dengue vaccine approved in India. Mari everki ivochu ante only for the ages of 4 to 60. Only to the ages of 4 to 60 years. Clear? And also, did I miss anything? Okay, dosage, 2 doses administered 3 months. This is the thing. And the vaccine, previous dengue infection ochina rakuna sari, this can be given annattu prevention laga. And ippatiki idi like World Health Organization approach chesindi, and 42 countries including European Union, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Indonesia, Malaysia and also Thailand has been approved our vaccine. And Qdenga is a live attenuated tetravalent dengue vaccine developed using recombinant DNA technology. Remember this, it is made up of recombinant DNA technology, live, attenuated, tetravalent and also recombinant DNA technology. And major ga idi gurtunchukondi, it is supplied as freeze dried powder for reconstitution. Ila liquid form lo kakunda powder form lo untundi. And next, this is also important, the vaccine is produced in Vero cells. ఈ Vero cells ఏంటి madam? Different kind of cells are మన బాడీలో? No. Vero cells are present in African monkeys. Vero cells are present in African monkeys. So as this is live attenuated, development of virus అనేది కావాలి కదా. So generally we take it from Vero cells. The vaccine is produced in Vero cells with genes encoding stereotype specific service protein engineered in a dengue vaccine type 2 backbone. ఏం లేదు, సింపుల్ గా ఏం చెప్తున్నారు అంటే ఈ వ్యాక్సిన్ ప్రొడక్షన్ కోసం వి యూజ్ Vero cells. ఆ Vero cells ఎందుకు అంటే వైరస్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కోసం. Clear? That is the thing. Live, attenuated, tetravalent, and it is the thing is that recombinant DNA technology తో used తయారు చేయడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు Vero cells గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. And also the most important thing is it is given to only 4 to 60 years of patients. Clear? This is the thing. And the last article for today is, let's talk about defections of affect moral sanctity of democracy. What are these defections? Why it is affecting democracy? This is very important for means. Okay, defections affect moral sanctity of democracy. What is that? Let's see. So in today's newspaper, if you see, the article is very good. Please have a look. Sorry. Where is the article? It's given in editorial section. Where is that section? Yeah, defections affect moral sanctity of democracy. Now, what is defection? Where is constitution giving this place? Defection ki constitution ekkada place undi, asalu unda leda? Okay, let's see holistically. I think first, can you see this? This is very good. Winston Churchill once said that some men change parties for the principles. Okay, some change parties for the principles. Some men change parties for the sake of the principles. And others change principles for the sake of the party. But humorous ga, India lo what is happening is, principles ledu, party ledu. Power kavali. Okay, this is very good. I liked it. You can mention in your exam also. Winston Churchill once said that some men change parties for the principles. And some change principles for the parties. But in India, see, India however seems to have perfected a third category. Politicians will move the principles and also the party also. Now, why it is in news, madam? Because recently, MPs from Trinamool Congress and also Shiv Sena party has been split. Split enti, madam? Let's see what is splitting of persons to the parties. First, what is defection? Can you see this? Nice pictorial representation. See, defection ante enti? Defection means an elected person leaving the party after he has won the election. Okay. Defection means an elected representative, that is MP or MLA, leaving the party, that is political party, on whose ticket they were elected and joins another party, or acting against the own party. Acting against the own party. It is a defection. Clear? for example, there are three political parties, A, B, C. A, B, C. This person has been contested by using a symbol. Okay, he has won. Some people have been seen him and some people choose him with respect to the party. Can all of a sudden, B has been come. B వచ్చేసి నువ్వు విన్ అయినావు కదా నువ్వు నా పార్టీకి వచ్చేసి అని అడుగుతున్నాడు. ఓకే, he's getting some money or whatever the things. He has been jumped to party B. Political party B కి జంప్ అయిపోయాడు. బట్ దీనివల్ల నష్టం ఏముంది మేడం? ఎక్కడో దగ్గర ఉంటాడు కదా రిప్రజెంటేషన్, మనం ఎన్నుకునే నాయకుడు. సి, నేను కొన్నిసార్లు పార్టీని చూసి ఓటేస్తాను. పార్టీకి అంటూ ఒక ఐడియాలజీ ఉంటుంది, ఒక ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఉంటుంది. కొన్నిసార్లు మనిషిని చూసి ఓటేస్తాను. need not to be that the other parties having the same principles and ideology. That is harming the democracy of India. Clear? Now, where it is mentioned? Yes, it is mentioned in the constitution, but where? Your article, sorry. Yeah. Anti-defection. Ila defections చేస్తున్నానని to protect the democracy, we have been introduced anti-defection. ఎక్కడ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు మేడం? your amendment, 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1985 has been amended and brought the 10th schedule. What is your 10th schedule saying? It is dealing with anti-defection. Why? To protect the democracy. To protect the democracy. Clear? And it is applying to both the parliament and also your state legislatives. అయితే ఇంతకు ముందు before this 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003, there was like they accepted 1/3 of members splitting. If 1/3 of members from my party is going to the other party, it is accepted. అలా గుంపులుగా చాలా మంది వెళ్ళిపోవడం జరిగింది అన్నట్టు. వద్దొద్దు, this is disturbing the party, this is disturbing the entire democracy. Okay, vacancy of seats అనేవి ఉంటున్నాయి. So let's remove this 1/3 and let's make it 2/3. Okay, ఇంతకు ముందు splitting 1/3 జరిగేది. But now it has been amended by your 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. What it is saying? Remove the provision allowing defection by 1/3 of members. And it has also been introduced only the merger provision. It requires 2/3 of legislators to be merged into a party. నువ్వు వెళ్ళి మర్జ్ అవ్వాలి ఆ పార్టీలో అనుకుంటే, ద అదర్ పార్టీలో అనుకుంటే ఎంతమంది కావాలి నీకు? 2/3 of majority should go. 2/3 of people should go. Sometimes the majority is becoming less. There will be options that the opposition party may come into the power. 2/3 of members are marching into the other party such that they're losing their majority. And the opposition is getting the majority and they're having the power to form the government now. Clear? Remember, 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. This has been brought in 10th schedule. What is 10th schedule saying? It is talking about anti-defection. What is anti-defection? You should not, after winning your seat, you should not go and join into the other party. Clear? That is your anti-defection. And now what is your 91st Constitutional Amendment is telling? It has been removed 1/3 of splitting. Okay, and it has been brought 2/3 of merging. Clear? This is the issue. Now, grounds for dissolution. Okay, what kind of నువ్వు ఏం చేస్తే డిఫెక్షన్ నీ మీద పడుతుంది. First, if you're voluntarily giving up the party membership, you are being under defection. Okay, and you are violating the principles of party whip. Party whip is something like your class leader. Okay, a class leader ni you're violating the class leader. You are under defection. Next, independent member joining other party. Independent member after his winning in the election, he should not join any political party. If he is so, coming under defection. If a nominated member from one party joining the other party, he is coming under defection. But provided that he should join within 6 months. If he is joining after 6 months, then defection case on his party. Remember this, a nominated member has a right to join another political party within 6 months of the election. After 6 months, if he is joining, then defection. He is under defection. So what are the grounds for defection? 1. Voluntarily giving up your membership. And if you are violating or you are acting against your whip. Okay, next independent member joining other party after winning. And nominated member, he can join but within 6 months. After 6 months, if he is joining, he is under defection. Next, Mari, a defection ni evaru chestaru madam ante, who is having the right ante, absolute right is given to the speaker. Speaker and also chairman of Rajya Sabha. These two persons decides disqualification. But it is subject to judiciary review. It is subject to judicial review. You can go to the courts. Clear? Who is the authority to decide this? Speaker and a Rajya Sabha chairman. Clear? Chairman of Rajya Sabha. But given that, it is also subject to judicial review. Done? Now, why it is creating a problem? This is for the challenge. You can write this under the challenges. What challenges we are facing if a member is shifting from one party to the other party? Challenges are violation of democratic mandate. Now, this person belongs to A, he is shifting to B. Need not necessary that B's party have the same ideologies or principles. You are breaching the trust of the voters. You are breaching the trust of the voters. Next, we can see opposition. If he is jumping to here, what is happening? Sometimes strong opposition is going off. చూడండి ఇప్పుడు పార్టీ మెజారిటీలో ఉందనుకోండి, నేను ఓడిపోయినా, I have lost. The party is in majority, I want to shift there. All the persons who have been won in my party, we are going and merging in them. There is no opposition, there is no strong opposition. Okay, so weakening the opposition. Next, undermines democratic competition. I am winning and I am going here. I am getting something in return. Either I am getting power, money, whatever. This is giving me a chance that the thing is that there is no proper democratic conditions. Okay, simply na principles ni na own self-interest kosam I'm spoiling it. That is the thing. And public trust, breaching of public thing, the same thing. And also encourages opportunistic policies. Sorry, opportunistic politics. Party A is offering me something, party B is offering me something, party C is offering me something. Where is the thing? Like, Swatadaha, then Akrunnanu. Where are my principles? Okay, what I'm gaining, Anindan Chustunanu. But what if I go from one party to the other party? The party will affect. I'm not considering about the party. Party's ideologies. Okay, if I'm shifting from here to there, the opposition is becoming weak, I am going and joining them. Complete collapse of government also sometimes. That is why under your 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, there's something have been introduced that is anti-defection. Clear? Your 10th schedule is dealing with anti-defections. Okay, these are the articles for today. Okay, it is paperలో చూసుకున్నట్టయితే ఇవి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆర్టికల్స్ అనిపించాయి. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్ ఇస్ దట్ పిఐబిలో పిఐబి బ్యాక్గ్రౌండర్స్ అని ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నట్టు. ప్లీజ్ డు రీడ్ దెమ్ రెగ్యులర్లీ. దే ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ యువర్ మెయిన్స్ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్. Done. That's all for today. Thank you.